A Correctional Services report into the dramatic escape from prison of convicted killer and rapist Thabo Bester has revealed that he was assisted. The National Commissioner, Thobakgale Makgothi, says his department will take over the facility in terms of the Section 112 of the Correctional Services Act, following what he says is an embarrassing incident of security breach. Let's speak now to Linda Mnisi, who is in Mangaung, having attended that briefing. Linda, good morning to you once again. There are clear differences of opinion between the Department of Correctional Services and the company that has been managing that prison, G4S. They are saying that there has been no escape in this prison, and so it calls into question what the briefing was about. Was it simply to announce a temporary manager?
Well, it seems, Xoli, the department wanted to come out in terms of what exactly could have happened, especially in light of all the reports that are coming out. I mean, every day there are a number of reports that are coming out in relation to this particular matter. So the department then talking to us about the kind of measures that they've taken in order to start addressing these issues. I think, one of the things that speaks directly to their contract is the issue around what they can do at this very moment. And that is why the National Commissioner, Makgothi Thobakgale, told us about him invoking Section 112 of the Correctional Services Act, saying that, which basically deals with the powers that the National Commissioner has in a case of emergency. So it basically details what he can do in an emergency. And he says that as a result, in consultation, of course, with the minister, they've decided that, they'll remove the director of this facility and appoint a temporary director who will then manage and work hand in hand with the subcontractor, who is G4S in this instance, who is managing this particular facility. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
The findings of the report points to the fact that the director of Mangaung Correctional Services Center has lost effective control of the facility. Amongst other factors, the Correctional Services Act does provide for a mechanism to restore safety and security by taking control of the correctional center by means of appointing a temporary manager. This will mean that this temporary manager will perform the functions of the director. In this instance, I have appointed Mr. Patrick Ali Mashabatagha as the temporary manager of Mangaung Correctional Facility with immediate effect.
Xoli, one of the things that the National Commissioner concedes to, and I think it's one of the details that they're now admitting to, is the fact that a dead body was driven into this facility. And one of the things that points to a security breach is the fact that this private vehicle, which was unauthorized to enter, managed to enter this facility. So this is he describes it as a calculated and a well-orchestrated plan to help and aid Bester to escape. A number of security breaches he touches on, including that of, CCTV footage, or CCTV cameras, rather, which would have captured, obviously, all of the things that, happened during the time. Let's take a listen to what he has to say about this escape.
Findings of the investigation report clearly reveal that Thabo Bester was assisted to escape from lawful custody on the 3rd of May 2022. Yet the contractor maintains that he died in his cell. This is contrary to overwhelming scientific evidence available. Greatly worrying is the fact that a private vehicle was allowed inside the facility without a gate pass on the day of the escape, possibly carrying an unknown body that was bent beyond cognition in cell 35. This talks to a facility that has compromised its security systems beyond any reasonable doubt. Tampering with surveillance cameras points to a failed monitoring system, deliberately orchestrated to conceal crucial evidence and individuals who aided Bester to escape.
So, Koli, the National Commissioner telling us that they've taken a number of measures. You'll remember that as per their contract, some of their employees will play a role of oversight in this prison to ensure that certain things are being adhered to, particularly because overall the minister would, or rather the Correctional Services would have, the final say in terms of the rules, because even these private prisons would have to abide by the rules that all other prisons would have to follow. So some of the measures then are involving a suspension of 3 of the Department of Correctional Services employees. You'll remember G4S had also said that they suspended and ultimately fired 3 of their employees. So in terms of the DCS then saying that 3 of their employees have been suspended, quite interesting is a statement that they made around their Director of Contract Management, who is based at the head office. And that statement around that particular person who basically oversees, this facility and everything that comes out of this facility, is that it seems from the National Commissioner's statement that they may have been blindsided. You remember the issue around the autopsy report. The Commissioner now coming out to say that it was received in October last year, but a couple of weeks ago they said that they did not have it. So it points then to the fact that someone must have sat on this particular report for it not to get to the department and ultimately them knowing about what has happened. They've reported this issue as a suicide, and the fact that Thabo Bester had in fact died in the cell, until of course the recent reports, which then seemingly caught them by surprise.
Linda Mnisi, thank you very much for that comprehensive update live for us at the Mangaung Maximum Security Prison.